We're here with Gitte Klitgaard, one of the keynote speakers that we have at this year's Women in Agile conference. And Gitte gave the first talk today. And can you maybe give us a takeaway of your talk?
Well, so the takeaway is that a lot of companies try to succeed by looking at money or tech or what we produce. But really what we need to succeed in today's world and in the world of the future is the things that we can only do as humans. It's about flexibility, it's about collaboration, and we need to bring these things into the workplace to be able to actually make that money and make that tech and make those products. So, because if we don't bring these things in, we're not gonna get companies that are flexible enough and innovative enough. We also need to have more inclusion to get those ideas, because things are moving faster, things are being more complex. And if we don't bring in these things and we don't create a safety where people can be themselves, then we are not going to get those amazing products that we need, not just for us as humans, but for the planet. And the thing about it is, if you bring these together, it's not contradictions. You actually get a workplace that's good for people, that create better products, and that might be able to solve some of the problems that we have in the world.
Sounds like a great takeaway.
I hope so.
And what was the reason why you thought it was very important to speak at the Women in Agile conference?
Well, I think we need to show women that there are other women out there. And there are a lot of different women. That there are a lot of different women out there. That there are young women, old women, technical women, non-technical women. Because the best way for us to capture, especially young people, is having role models. And it took me a long time for me to realize that just by speaking up, I am a role model. And it wasn't until 2015 when a product owner came up to me and says, like, thank you for showing me that I can be a woman and have a career, which is something I never thought about. So that was when I started becoming aware that because of what I do and because of my ability to speak in front of a crowd and be on social media, for instance, I have a privilege that I can use to help people who are less privileged than me, whether that is women, non-binary. So I try to step up for people with less privilege than me. Also, black people, people who are not straight cis people. So that's part of why I came here.
Right. So, Gitte, do you have any other sessions that you want to attend today?
Well, I do have some. I am a mentor for one of the new voices, and I look forward to seeing Georgina actually do it in front of a crowd and not just in front of me. But I'm mostly here to meet people. I tend to, when I go to conferences, I tend to sometimes end up not going to any sessions, even though they have super interesting topics. Because really what it's about for me is meeting people, connecting with people, and you end up talking about stuff that you never imagined. And I think this is part of why I also love like physical conferences, because this doesn't happen when you're online. You can do some things to do a little bit social, but it doesn't happen. And I think that's where the big things come. A lot of my work that I had the last 10 years has been people I met at conferences who remembered something, or I mean, here, the people who invited me to speak here are people that I met at Agile Open Holland and Dutch Agile Coach Camp. So connecting with people is the main thing for me, though every time I go to a session, I get something out of it.
Gitte, thank you so much for your time. Maybe you can show the badge so people know how to find you and exactly how to write your name.
I'm Gitte Klitgaard. I pimped up my badge a little bit so it says badass and I like glitter. And I was lucky enough to get also a Dutch shoe from Bianca. Feel free to get in touch with me on any social media. I'll be Gitte Klitgaard or Native Wired.
Thank you.